Today I'm taking on the #1 tahini recipe on YouTube. With over 3.7 million views and counting, this simple and well-loved recipe by the lovely Joanne and Adam from the Inspired Taste channel has stood the test of time. With a few tips and tricks up my sleeves, I am setting out to make a black tahini that is hopefully healthier and nuttier than Joanne and Adam's. It's tahini versus tahini. Will I succeed or am I doomed to fail? Hailing from the Middle East, tahini is essentially made from sesame seeds and is a key ingredient for dishes such as hummus. With its sweet and delicious nutty aroma, tahini has become the backbone of many Middle Eastern cuisines. Now let's start by making Joanne and Adam's tahini recipe so we can know what we're up against. The link to this recipe and their YouTube channel is in my video description below. Now while the recipe only calls for 1 cup of sesame seeds, I'm going to double it up to 2 cups so we can get more tahini. Now add the sesame seeds to a wide dry saucepan over a medium-low heat and toast, stirring constantly until the seeds become fragrant and very lightly coloured. This will take about 3 to 5 minutes. Be careful here to make sure that the sesame seeds don't burn. Once done, transfer the toasted sesame seeds to a baking sheet and allow it to cool completely. I like to give the baking sheet a good shake to allow the sesame seeds to level nicely. As for the sesame seeds, ouch! Remember they're hot, so don't touch them for now. When the sesame seeds have cooled down, add them to a food processor and then pulse until it forms a crumbly paste. This should take about a minute or so. Once you think the sesame seeds are ready, turn off the food processor and scrape down the sides and add about 4 tablespoons worth of neutral vegetable oil. Next, pulse the sesame seeds for another 2 to 3 minutes and then check on the tahini's consistency. You want it nice and smooth like this. According to Joanne and Adam, you can add more oil and process this more if you want. Now take a taste of the tahini here. It's going to taste rather bland, so go ahead and add some salt to taste. Now give it a few more pulses to mix the salt in and then you're done. Now grab a mason jar and pour your tahini into the jar and store in the fridge for up to a month. Joanne and Adam's simple tahini recipe, done! As you can see, it was really easy to bring this recipe together and now we have an amazing thick and luscious tahini sauce. The aroma is amazing. I smell toasted sesame seeds and you can tell that the texture is going to be creamy and luscious. And now for a taste test. Here goes. Taste-wise, this is an amazing homemade tahini recipe, and this is why store-bought tahini can never compete, because we can never get the same level of freshness and the toasted aroma. Toasting the sesame seeds before we ground it has certainly paid off because it has really amplified the aroma of the toasted sesame seeds. It's very addictive, and as predicted, the texture is smooth, creamy and luscious. This recipe is damn near perfect, so one question remains: will I be able to take this on? Okay guys, so here's the game plan. The first thing we'll do is to swap our white sesame seeds with black sesame seeds. Black sesame seeds are not only more nutritious, they actually have a nuttier and earthier flavour than white sesame seeds. Next, we'll add Nigella Seeds, which have a distinct aroma and smoky taste. In fact, Nigella Seeds are described to have notes of onion, cumin and oregano. In addition, Nigella Seeds are said to have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Lastly, we'll be swapping out our neutral vegetable oil for sesame oil. This will add another layer of a rich toasted sesame aroma and is sure to add an extra punch of flavour to the dish. And now let's gear up by making a trip to the mall. Let's go! Now to make our black tahini, we'll need 1 3/4 cups of black sesame seeds and 1/4 cups worth of Nigella seeds. Like before, toast the seeds over a medium-low flame for about 3 to 5 minutes. As you can tell, the seeds are black, so it's going to be a lot harder to tell whether they have burned. So one tip will be to add some white sesame seeds into this mixture so you can see how much they have toasted and whether they are about to burn. Now once the seeds have been toasted, remove it from the flame and spread it out over a baking sheet to cool down. Next, add the seed mixture into the food processor and process it for a few minutes until you form a crumbly paste. Now like before, we're going to scrape the sides down, but instead of adding neutral vegetable oil, we're going to add sesame seed oil. Sesame seed oil, like sesame seeds, has an earthy, nutty taste and is going to help our black tahini reach the next level. Now because the Nigella seeds do not have as much oil as sesame seeds, feel free to add about 4.5 tablespoons or 5 tablespoons worth of sesame oil. Now here I'm going to add my salt right now instead of waiting to the end. I'm going to pulse this mixture for another 2 to 3 minutes until a nice smooth paste is formed. Now bottle this into a jar and store for up to a month. Super nutty black tahini, done! Haha, so here we have our black tahini made from black sesame seeds and Nigella seeds. Just look at this beautiful black paste. Texture-wise, it's creamy and luscious just like the white tahini, but how does it smell aroma-wise? Oh! So by swapping the white sesame seeds with the black sesame seeds, the aroma profile is definitely nuttier, but because we added the Nigella seeds, there's a very smoky, oniony profile that's actually very pleasant. But now let's put it to the test, we have to taste it. I'm very pleased with how this turned out. Wow. Now this is definitely very nutty. We have the black sesame seeds and Nigella seeds and the sesame oil coming together to make this trio of nuttiness that has an amazing flavor profile. And on top of that, the flavor here is much more complex and multi-dimensional, and it's because of the Nigella seeds. So the smokiness, the onion smells really adds a certain profile to this dish. But one thing I can say for sure is that the black tahini has a slightly more bitter flavor profile than the white tahini, which is more delicate and sweet. But the bitterness is not one that's unpleasant. In fact, it adds to the complexity and the final taste to the black tahini itself. So which one did you prefer? Do you prefer the white tahini or do you prefer the black tahini? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you stay tuned to this channel because up next we're going to make Jamie Oliver's super quick and easy hummus against my black hummus. That's all from me today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe and turn on your notifications, and don't forget to check out my other recipes here and here. Thank you for joining me. This is Ted Teo, signing off.